Hello there. Welcome to another chapter of Underwood Scotch and Wry. This is chapter 2. You can find chapter 1 in the previous video, clearly. Forgot to mention, I'm Brian Meeks. I wrote the book. Chapter 2. Edgar's Pit served burgers and fries at a reasonable price, but on Mondays they were half price. To Arthur, this seemed wholly reasonable, which was why he was a fixture at the end of the bar. More than anything, he hated average, fair, or normal. He was always in search of the tail on the bell curve. "I thought I'd find you here," said Eric. "Your proclivity for deduction rivals that of the chief resident of 221B Baker Street. Will you be off to the opium den after lunch?" "The problem with your sarcasm is that nobody gets your references. I heard you've been given SMS 301. They expect me to teach a generation who can't be bothered to use whole words how to blog. The only thing worse than bloggers are the dregs of society that our fine institution of higher learning bilks for their parents' trust fund money," Arthur said as he set his drink down on the manila envelope that Gladys had given him, and he was ushered from the president's office. Eric picked up the syllabus and flipped each page over with no small measure of amusement. "Have you ever even used a computer?" "I have, twice. I found it to be mind-numbingly dull. I think they're a fad." "You are far too much of a curmudgeon for your age." "I'm exactly the right amount of curmudgeon for a man of 45, he said, loud enough for the bar manager to hear him. "You're 53. I should think a mathematician of your caliber would be familiar with the concept of rounding." "How is 45 a choice for rounding from 53? Eric asked. "You should be a blogger. I think high-level math has passed you by." "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to drink this fine single malt and finish my fries. Beyond that, I haven't given it much thought," Arthur said. "I mean about the class." "I suppose I'll fake it." "You know why Mary picked you, Dr. Byrne?" "Because she's a foul-mouthed woman who hasn't been laid in nigh on 20 years and harbors a deep-seated resentment of my literary achievements. You wrote a bestseller in 1993, had a small measure of celebrity, and have been trading on it ever since. I think your account is about dry. Have you written anything lately?" Arthur sighed. "So, I haven't published in the last few years." Eric corrected him. "It has been 20 years since you published anything." Arthur finished his drink, set it on the bar, and in a combination move waved his arm to order another drink and dismiss his friend's comments. "What's your point?" "Mary's trying to get rid of you." I have tenure." "Yes, but the performance clause." "I teach 3 other classes. Doesn't the performance clause say something about 75% of the..." Eric stopped him. "It's students. You must fulfill your teaching requirements with regards to 75% of the students who are enrolled in your classes." "And how many are in SMS 301? Arthur looked at him. "That bitch." "I don't believe that's a number. Were you rounding again?" "There are 104. "And how many are in your other 3 classes?" "Less than 312. It's a ridiculous clause. I never heard of anything like it in academia." Eric took a sip of his drink. I think we are the first in the nation to have it, but that isn't the point. You need to make it through the second semester, or you're out. You need to make it through the semester, or you're out. A long silence followed. Eric ordered a burger basket and let Arthur mull things over. A bubbly young woman with a book clutched to her ample bosom eased up next to Arthur and asked, "Dr. Byrne, I was wondering if you would mind signing this?" The cloud that followed Arthur around always seemed to dissipate when a prospective bad decision hovered nearby. "I'd be happy to. What's your name?" She smiled. "Clarissa. A fine name. Have you read Samuel Richardson?" "No, what has he written?" "Among other things, he penned, in 1748, I believe, a novel called Clarissa, or The History of a Young Lady," Arthur said as he handed her back the book. "Do you think they would have it in the library?" "In fact, I believe they do. It's from a different age, but you may still find it interesting." "Are you a student?" "Yes, Dr. Byrne. I'm a junior, but I just transferred, so this will be my first semester." "I'm sure you'll find a world of experience that will more than justify the princely tuition you've paid. I have a Beckwith scholarship, but I'm sure you are right." "Really? Then you're a writer as well." "Not yet, but it's my dream." "Well, be sure to stop by my office any time if you need a pointer." "Thanks," she said, and floated away. Arthur's mood was greatly improved. "So what are you going to do?" Eric asked. "I'll not be bullied." "You'll be out on your ass." "I'll be fine. I can always..." Eric interrupted. "And you no longer have a new crop each year of those adoring wood nymphs you hire as teaching assistants." The cloud returned. "I'm screwed." So there you go. Chapter 2. Arthur's starting to figure out that he may have to actually take this seriously. So, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just starting to get the hang of this reading into a computer camera there. So, I'm not nearly as much of a Luddite as Arthur, but I'm getting there. So, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And if you appreciated this chapter of Underwood Scotch and Wry, don't be afraid to hit like and leave a comment. They make me happy.